Oh, wait. We're going to start the next episode, and the video podcast is going to see the Baja Blast on top of Hiroshima.
Welcome, everyone, to another great episode of the Crispy Gameless Podcast. You want to know why this episode's going to be great, Troy?
Why?
Because I'm controlling it this week, Troy.
Isn't that the system we've established? Hello, audience. Here's the thing we've been doing unofficially but haven't told you.
Look,
Every
Troy.
other week, we'll swap out who has hosting control of the podcast and determines the flow of the thing. Last week's, I guess, maybe last, depending. The last episode y'all got was my podcast where I got to say what we talked about. This is now Glenn's podcast.
Look, Troy, every episode is somebody's first. You gotta establish things, okay, Troy? By the way, I am Glenn. This is Troy, currently my co-host.
For the audio podcast, I waved at the camera because I was a little bit standoffish, but I realized that no one would literally hear that, so
Yeah.
I waved at the camera.
He did a little wave. But, so to go ahead and establish something, what kind of shows do you watch in your spare time, Troy?
To be completely honest, I ever watch random stuff that's recommended to me on streaming platforms, which more recently has been Amazon's Prime's brand of, we took a superhero series and made it bloody, or anime.
So you're telling me you don't watch mid-tier CW shows about DC heroes?
No.
Well, do I have
No.
a wonderful, wild ride for you this week, Troy. So you know the channel The CW, right?
I'm making air quotes to the camera.
Oh, I know you all. So-
Audio podcast.
Audio podcast. So, do you know what the CW is, Troy?
Yes, they're the place that buys shows that were okay once, and they buy rights to characters, and they either re-show the old shows, or they make 20 more seasons of a character they got one set of rights to.
So, the CW is well known nowadays for things like the Arrowverse, where they took the Green Arrow, took his
There's Arrow and
concept.
Flash, and then they just tossed any character they could, and they tossed it in soup and put it in the time vortex. So how are y'all doing, listeners? I can't talk to you. This is a one-way entire interaction. But I went to feel hospitable. He's doing phone stuff, but I don't want to cut because that takes time. You know, I'm here. How are y'all? We're chilling out. I think he's pulling up notes to like look at this script for something. Believe it's supposed to be the Powerpuff Girls movie.
That
or
is
something.
correct. So,
That-
the CW had purchased the rights to go ahead and make a Powerpuff Girls spin-off. Not the new reboot, but to the original show. Now, the CW has a certain knack for when they create a show, which is they put in a little bit of the original, and then they dump about 3 tons of angst and edge and Sonic the
Angst.
Hedgehog OCs into the show. Then they mix it up. They put a little bit of
I would enjoy
buzzwords in it.
CW shows infinitely more if they actually said it's nothing personnel, kid.
They put a few buzzwords in it, and then that's your show. You get 7 seasons of it.
Give me Cold Steel or give me death.
So, something recently that happened was the Powerpuff Girls. A couple of set images leaked, and people were like, "Oh, what is this? This looks kind of garbage. But it's the CW. It's what you expect." But like a week ago or so, somebody quote unquote leaked the script to the pilot episode that they were currently filming. And everyone on the internet went, it's whatever. The script was so stupid and so idiotic and so unbelievably awful that no one thought it was the real thing. And then it got taken down for copyright issues.
Whoa, okay, an incredible segue here. But you know that one post that said that someone made like NSFW art of Bowser and they took it down through copyright? Therefore creating that is the canonical size.
So
Continue.
What Troy
Please
is,
don't
what
continue
Troy is
that.
attempting.
No, just don't worry about that.
So, because of this file has now become almost the holy grail of people wanting to make fun of the CW. Because this is now showing, while they may have gotten rid of the pilot they were originally going to air, and are now currently rewriting it, nerdy people, one being someone who watched Powerpuff Girls when they were growing up, and someone who
I'm just a guy.
gamer guy are going to read through the Powerpuff Girls script, and I have written some notes of things they have gotten wrong. This is gonna be a wild ride, folks. So, the Powerpuff
It's
Girls
okay. At least it's not Garfield Eats.
pilot. Exterior, big, blue, endless sky, day. Superimposed,
Okay.
2003. Over a blue sky filled with cotton candy clouds, once upon a time, the early 2000s, there were 3 extraordinary sisters who were destined to save the world. Blossom Utonium soars up into frame. Blossom can fly and effortlessly, even in the impractical pink dress she wears. Blossom, come on guys, he's getting away. Narrator, Blossom was the leader, the go-getter, the goody-goody. Interrupt me whenever you like to.
They really took the time. Is that the narrator saying this?
Everything I say in like the over-embellishing voice, that is, I'm attempting to give each character a form of a voice. So yes, that is
The narrator says, she is the go-getter, the leader, the goody-goody. Look at character. Here is your impression.
Yes.
Think of character.
Yes.
Think.
Yes.
Me tell no show. Me write very good.
Mm-hmm. Buttercup Utonium flies up next to her sister. She's a scrappy, scowling tomboy wearing a green dress. Come on, guys, he's getting away, please. We've always catched them. Narrator. Buttercup was the tough one. The hard ass, if you'll pardon the idiom. By the way, they cuss now, for reasons, because it's the CW. Because
The
it's the
hard
CW.
ass?
Yes.
I like that they start with the scowling tomboy. You know, that's a pretty decent description. It fits whatever. Because that makes sense. She's the hard ass. What? What kind of introduction is that for a character? Who the...
We are not through the 3 goals. We're only into 2 of them. By the way, no basis of where the fuck these children have come from yet. We're just introduced to these characters that are
Well, they're
magical.
flying in off screen. They're I can see the idea they're going with, but they're not doing it well.
Buttercup zooms off, a green blow. Bubbles Utonium in a blue dress, pigtails, and adorable smile rises up beside Blossom. I spy a camera crew. We're gonna be on TV tonight. Woo! Blossom. Let's
Waiting for
focus
it.
on finishing this job and protecting our city. Bubbles. Well, don't forget to smile. Daddy says it's important for us. Our image is as important as our efficacy.
I don't like the impression here. I'm not feeling it.
She grins, touching her dimples with her index fingers. And Bubbles was the sweet, upbeat, and cheerful one. Most of the time.
Sweet, upbeat, and cheerful. I love that sweet, upbeat, and cheerful is, look, camera crew, me attention.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, because that's totally what you're conveying to your audience.
By the way, Bubbles wanting attention, go ahead and hold on to that. That's a special tool that we'll use later.
The amount of tell don't show hurts me.
Title, Powerpuff Girls. Now the title shows up.
That's whatever.
3 girls dip down together, diving towards a marauding three-headed Pegasus monster. Big as a building. Wreaking havoc on the city. We only see it briefly. Don't worry. Written brackets. Buttercup, time to kick some butt. Beast. She bolts ahead of them, hooking swiftly around the welcome billboard that reads, the city of Townsville, home of the Powerpuff Girls. A triptych of brief action shots. Buttercup punching the beast, Bubbles stunning it with her ice breath, which by the way is fucking wrong. Bubbles doesn't have ice breath. Blossom does. They got rid of Blossom's fancy power. There was like a whole arc in the show of Blossom like attempting to come to terms of having this and not being the same as the other girls.
Okay.
And they just completely ripped that from Blossom. And that was like the only fancy thing she did.
Got it.
So
That's a whole thing. So far, I've just been unimpressed.
Yeah. Narrator. These exceptional goals were not born, but created by the brilliant Professor Drake Utonium. Which, by the way, we never found out the professor's like first name in the show.
Okay.
Only anyone ever called him was Professor, or
Damn.
the Professor. Drake was the name that they gave him in like the anime reboot. but
The
not
anime?
Yeah, the anime. There's a couple different reboots of Powerpuff Girls. There's the classic, There's the weird anime one that happened. Then there's the 2016 one, which is ass.
How many times did they say kawaii?
Ooh, woo. But yeah, it's just weird that they're canonizing his first name being Drake. Not like a bad thing, just like, oh, okay, I guess that's what they're going with. Interior, Professor Utonium's lab, day. Summer, 1996. So we've gone from 2003 to 1996 now.
Oh, okay.
Drake Utonium, a debonair scientist in his 30s.
Local man can't read vocabulary words.
Shut the fuck up. Toils in a
You
lab
stuck in SAT prep courses, did you?
surrounded by mysterious equipment and colorful components. There's an explosion of light red, blue, and green as new life blooms from the pipette. Narrator, he'd long dreamed of being a father, but his grandiosity prevented him from pursuing this goal in the usual manner. Drake didn't just want children, he wanted... Drake lifts the tinted lab goggles off his face, astonished. Drake, phenomena.
I honestly, when it said his grandiosity prevented him in this goal, I just thought of him as the most fucking self-assured douchebag in all of humanity.
So, that's a special tool. Keep that for later.
That's
You're picking up on a lot of things that they're setting up. And
Okay,
because you've never seen the show, these didn't fly over your head like they did me.
the thing is, these are things that are like, that's an odd way to characterize that character. That implication is really weird. If they're using that implication, that's just a bad way to write that character.
Yeah. Also, side note, Bubbles referred to the professor as Daddy, which is like, it's fine if they're going with a different terminology, but it was like gospel in the original that he was only called the professor. Because even the girls knew technically he wasn't their dad, but he was as close to dad. And they've had like things where the professor was like, hey, I created you, you are my daughters, but I am your parental figure. So it's just that weird thought of why is she calling her daddy?
Him.
Above him, in the magic fogdale, we see the silhouettes of the hovering, newly made 7-year-old Powerpuff Girls. By the way, it's canon. They're 5. They're not 7. They just decided to just make it wrong for no goddamn reason.
Oh, okay.
Drake turns to his gawky, cowering lab partner, Dr. Joseph Mojo Mondale. Mojo claps, though he looks a bit uncertain. Mojo, congrats, you did it. Mojo's not a monkey.
Okay.
Mojo's not a monkey anymore.
At this
for no
point,
reason.
I'm just listening to this, and it feels like you have a lot of pent-up frustration here.
Mojo Jojo.
And I'm just like, this is a
Mojo
kind of bad
Jojo.
script, but like...
No. It's the thing of, it's basic bullshit. It's like claiming the Joker is now, I don't know, a fucking rabbit. Why? Because fuck you. That's why. Like...
Come on, there's got to be a Joker somewhere that's a rabbit. Somebody check DeviantArt.
No. No. Drake, I couldn't have done it without you, Mojo. Interior, Professor Utonium's house, kitchen, evening. The girls, the professor, and the professor's girlfriend, Sarah Bellum.
Why?
Okay, I guess the professor's now dating Miss
Oh,
Bellum.
okay.
You never watched Powerpuff Girls, so
No.
quick explanation. So,
No.
Sarah Bellum was the, I guess you'd say, accountant or secretary or whatever you say, for Mr. Mayo. And the whole joke behind Sarah Bellum was that you never saw her face. No matter what, it was always cut off. You always saw, like, the long ginger hair. She was like Jessica Rabbit proportions, but you never saw her face. And that was the joke.
Okay.
So, automatically, we go to Sarah Bellum, 30s, a redhead,
So they just
with
gave...
kind eyes. Enjoy a cozy, laughter-filled setting. So automatically they show a fucking face.
So what I'm heard is they took character that had a consistent joke and they just went, Doctor now have a big titty GF.
Yes! And they completely just gutted the whole joke. Like, ah!
Okay.
Narrator. For years, all was well in the Utonium household. The sisters were the best of friends. Drake was a proud papa. His girlfriend, Sarah, had become like part of the family. Fuck you. Fuck
The
you.
family.
Off this warm scene, we cut to
My
exterior.
favorite part of the Powerpuff Girls is the commitment to the nuclear family unit.
The CW.
God, I can't wait for the Powerpuff Girls to push for family values. We didn't clap
Exterior,
it.
forced bank
He's here.
Townsville. A crowd cheering as the goals descend on a villain, Fuzzy Lumpkins, and snatch a bag of cash from his clutches. Like, okay, you're referencing a villain. Cool. This is
Okay.
basic bitch shit.
Alright.
The goals were beloved
Money.
heroes in Townsville, a city mysteriously besieged by villainous creatures and crooks. Scientists, religious gurus, and conspiracy theorists all had their own explanations for why Townsville was the center of these strange attacks. But no one knew for sure. All they knew was that the Powerpuff Girls kept them safe. Interior. Joseph
Okay.
Mojo Mondale's observatory. Same era. Reveal Mojo watching the spectacle on television in his mountaintop observatory. He glares, sick with envy. Narrator. Dr. Joseph Mojo Mondale was not so delighted with the Powerpuff Girls. He resented their celebrity, especially since he'd helped Drake discover Chemical X, the mutagenic substance that gave the girls their powers. But Drake, wrapped up in the limelight, seemed to have forgotten about their decade-long partnership. Mojo turns off the TV. He walks to the window. He'd hoped to use the chemical to gain powers himself. Powers he'd use for good, like Elon Musk.
Is that narrator? Is that?
But also for his own personal gain, like Elon Musk.
Oh, that's the whole joke. That's the whole joke.
Elon Musk.
Haha, Elon.
Elon Musk. Fucking God.
Treelon Musk.
But what use would it do now? Mojo
Elon
wasn't
Musk.
cute. He didn't have sugar or spice or anything nice. He was just a plain, old, boring man. Italicized, bolded, all capped man. For the super
Why did they
emphasis.
take Funny Monkey Man and turn him into, look, I am MRA. Stupid quotas. Preventing me from being the one to get superpowers.
As Mojo gazes out the window, we see three glittery streaks
We don't need this story. Megamind already happened.
Yeah, Megamind!
Megamind
did
is doing this
so
entire
much
thing better.
Like what they're trying to do with this, it's already been done. Just let the original sit, goddamn. As Mojo gazes out the window, we see three glittery streaks of color appear in the sky. It's the goals. A boy runs up from behind, nose pressed against the glasses. Mojo's son, Jojo.
Wait, what, wait.
Jojo, Dad, were
Is
those the
he a
Powerpuff Girls? Were those the Powerpuff Girls? I
The
wish I
monkey.
could fly. They're all so cool. Espresso-y blossom. Off. Mojo staring. So Mojo Jojo, the monkey, who was experimented on by the professor and became essentially like the black sheep of the professor's life. Where the whole story was Mojo and the professor trying to come to terms with how he was technically the original experiment and how the professor basically ostracized him and threw him to essentially in the trash because he wasn't the Powerpuff Girls and eventually got forgotten. And Mojo, essentially just trying to get the professor's attention after all these years, has been demoted to Mojo's a shitty guy who wanted his pay raised and wanted to have a TBS special.
Well, yeah, it's the CW. Gotta have bad guy.
Fucking shit.
Come on.
And he has a son now named Jojo because JoJo memes. Can't wait for those.
It's all you're saying these things, but all my brain wants to care about is that, like, CW villain, haha, black and white. My brain just thinks of the really fucking dumb copy pasta of Reverse Flash. It was me, Flash. I snuck into your room when you were 17 and checked you off almost. God. It's not the Rona, I swear.
We've got our goof shots.
We both got the 5G.
We got the 5G. We're gonna become femboy cat goals. This is just how it works.
Yeah.
Gonna get those big mommy milkies.
The chip in my head is in French. I think his is in with language.
Yeah. 1 sec.
Always hit me with the 1 sec.
Yeah.
Oh, let me. The clapping. We return. You have to take
Interior.
call.
Professor Utonium's house. Den. Day. The goals in Drake. They're not out. There's not going to refer to him as the professor anymore. Just as Drake.
He's now Drake.
He's now just
Please
Drake.
sub him out
He's
with
now-
the artist Drake.
He's now Drake from Drake and Josh.
No. The musical artist Drake, please.
He's now the Drake. Yeah.
Can we get God's plan for Professor Utonium?
God.
I only love my bed and my Powerpuff Girls. I'm sorry.
Watch a live news broadcast. Mojo stands at a podium at a televised rally. The cryon underneath reads, "Concerned scientist holds anti-Powerpuff rally."
Anti-Powerpuff rally? What fucking concerned scientist is gonna get his ass a rally?
Mojo, I worked with the professor for years. He's power-hungry and duplicitous. He stole chemical X from me,
Duplicitous?
and I believe he may even be the mastermind behind Townsville's most heinous monsters.
Mastermind?
Gasps. How else would the goals stay famous if not from protecting
I'm
us?
not letting this go.
But maybe we need to be protected from them. Blossom. But we never. Drake. He's a sad, bitter man. Don't worry, you're more popular than ever.
Damn. You hit him with the rice gum. Don't worry about it. He's irrelevant. He doesn't have as many followers.
Irrelevant.
It's fine. Ignore the fact that he has a relevant observation. He doesn't have enough followers.
He doesn't have much. There you go. Drake was right. The Gulls had a national fan club, licensed merch, even their own cartoon.
Okay, now they said merch in there. They're referencing their own cartoon. I don't like this. Can we?
But Mojo wasn't their only enemy. So, what they're saying, what the CW is saying to all of us, is that the original cartoon, you know, the one that everyone grew up with, one of the prides and joy of animation, is based off this. This is the true Powerpuff Girls. That one you watched as a kid? Yeah, it's a fucking lie. It's a lie.
That's never a good
This is
way
the
to
truth.
connect to an audience.
Because, you know, that writing trope from the 90s that people fucking hated? Yeah, but let's totally use that again. That's going to go really well. Mm-hmm.
I
wonder what happened to
I like
real
the Marvel
Ghostbuster.
version where it's the rabbit hole of Marvel Comics, where Marvel Comics exist inside of Marvel Comics, but they're non-fiction works.
Yeah. Like, if they had just said the cartoon that was a version of real-life events, that was just a retelling. But no, they have a cartoon. Cause fuck your childhood. Fuck you. Buy our shit.
Segue.
They were about to face an evil far more formidable, a force that's defeated innumerable gifted children. Puberty.
Get only gifted children? Does puberty not affect the average?
Fuck average kids. Fuck them kids.
It's only destroyed the gifted, okay? You hit puberty as a normal person, don't even affect you, okay? The body hair, the weird social dynamics, irrelevant. You're not gifted.
Irrelevant.
Fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Interior, Professor Utonium's house, early morning. Closing on the red phone, ringing. Super, 2013. So we've gone from 2003 to 1996. Back.
Why did we start? Because we started with, look, TV camera, y'all are popular, ignore man with relevant opinion, to fucking 2013.
Yes. So, 1996. Then 2003, where the goals are apparently 7. When it said they were made at 7, when they were supposed to be made at 5. Which now they're 2013, which just now they're hitting puberty. which this timeline is all kinds
Wait,
of
if it's a
fucked up.
CW show, is this all meant to be live action?
Yes. This is all live
Oh,
action.
no.
Don't worry. When we get to the part where the set images leaked, I'll show you.
Oh,
Because I
no.
figured out when those set images leaked in this, and it's about to come out. I'll show you, don't worry. And I'll edit in the images so y'all audience on the video version can see.
I'm not ready for this.
Blossom, now a teenager, is lying in bed. She opens one eye, elbows teenage Bubblecup, who's lying next to her. We see SAT prep books scattered next to Blossom.
Apparently the Powerpuff Girls did their SAT prep for the vocabulary, but nah.
Who the fuck does SAT prep? Stop it. Just ring that shit. Come on. Blossom, wake up. My phone. Buttercup takes out her mouth guard and groans. I was up until 3 a.m. texting Rachel. She thinks I'm meeting other girls. Blossom, because you are. Buttercup, yeah, but I had to put in a lot of work to convince her I wasn't.
Are we just accepting that the Powerpuff Girls are now, for some reason, because if they're doing SAT prep, you'd expect them to be in higher capacity. Are the Powerpuff Girls cheating lesbian AP kids? Is that what they are?
Yes, they are, Troy. Welcome to the CW.
That's why. I was fine with the lesbian AP kids. It's okay. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Why do they have to start with the cheating part?
Immediately. Reveal Bubbles.
Also, they're not even the kind of person that's like, I hate to do that to her, but, you know, it's just, she thinks I'm doing the thing that I'm doing. Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. I can
How dare
convince
you
them that-
think reasonable thoughts given my behaviors?
Reveal Bubbles. Passed out on the floor. Hungover.
Hungover at 17? The Powerpuff Girls? What are they attempting?
Underage drinking. That's what the
That's
Powerpuff
not just,
Girls
okay,
did, right?
underage drinking is like 18 or something. That's like prom getting poisoning drinking.
That's what we needed in the original, right? That's the amazing thing that the CW are adding to the original. Underage drinking.
That's not even like a little bit of underage drinking. They have a hangover.
Yeah. Ah! And they were on the floor.
Well, that's kind of expected as a hangover. What the fuck do you expect?
Bubbles. Can someone please answer that thing? Buttercup flippantly picks up the phone and slams it back down. So they just hung up Mayo, needing their help, because fuck you. That's why. Buttercup.
That's not even good characterization for teenagers. They're still human beings. They're human beings that are probably done with your shit, but...
Yeah. And it's...
They also bothered to characterize earlier, like, she's the leader, she's the go-getter. And no one fits that role anymore. They're just not functional at this point. This isn't a show. They're trying to make, like, a... They're not trying to make anything. They're trying to write The Hangover, but with the Powerpuff Girls all at the age of 17.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get there.
Why?
Buttercup, where were you last night? Bubbles, we broke into the zoo again. We made the flamingos drink hypnotic.
That's the only good line I've read so far. I have no
Bubbles,
issues.
the animal level. The one who went out of a way not to fight a supervillain because they were an animal.
Oh, got it. That's
Flamingos
just them
drink.
not giving a fuck about the original writing. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's him saying she like animal, she gonna make flamingo drink and also just break into a zoo.
They can fly. I'm not sure breaking
Yeah.
in means anything.
Like, why would you use the term breaking in? Just use the term swing by. You can fucking fly.
Yeah, it's kind of irrelevant.
Blossom has climbed out of bed and is beginning to put on her costume. It's the same dress they wore as little girls. Blossom, come on, guys. Let's just suit up and get this
Does that
done.
mean it's the same? Is it like a styled version? Is it the exact same thing that doesn't fit anymore? Is it just...
Don't worry. The scene we're about to get into is the one we have set images from. Buttercup. I'm not wearing that dress anymore. It's compulsory heterosexuality.
that implying that gay people can't wear dresses? Is that implying that hetero people only wear dressing? What the fuck is that? The general word for that is usually heteronormative. What?
The CW.
It's the corporate machine that sells the sounds gay pins at Hot Topic.
Yeah. Blossom. Take it up with Dad. Buttercup. Dad freaks out if we do anything off-model. He treats us like a product he developed. Bubbles. Why are you so angry at Daddy? It sounds wrong, CW.
Why?
Stop.
Why are they somehow both running the why don't you like my father figure? He's so great and he literally mass produced us. I do not care for him. But somehow in the same ensemble?
Yes.
That we're all raised exactly the same?
Yes. Buttercup, it wasn't our idea to be the ordained saviors of Townsville. Blossom, no, but it's our responsibility. Even if we're tired from test prep, or girl drama, or blue fruit flavored cognac. So all of them are underage drinking.
So that implies
Blossom, Buttercup,
they are still high school kids.
Yes.
They are obviously upper track. They're going SAT. They're
least Blossom.
also somehow the writers didn't choose. Whenever you write a teen drama, you have to section off what kind of teenager each character is. They didn't. They took all the buzzwords and said they just clicked all the boxes. So they're the superhero, whatever. Because Spider-Man works. Because Spider-Man is an average kid that helps out after school because he's a nice guy, and then does superhero stuff. His time blocks take up that he goes to school. He disappears from school occasionally because he has stuff to do, and that affects him. And then he helps out a little after school, and he disappears from that, and that's not as bad. And then he does his homework and his Spider-Man stuff throughout the rest of his day, but he doesn't really have other hobbies. He is a kid that's barely getting through school and is also Spider-Man. You don't get to say, oh, they're a superhero, and they're advanced in this, and they do this, and they go to parties. No, they fucking don't. This is the least believable character development that I've seen written, and it's for all the wrong reasons.
It's that pyramid of like college life where you can have two of them but not all three. You can have good grades, good social life, or good sleep. You can have good grades and good social life but no sleep, and vice versa for all that triangle. You can't have all of them. Bubbles dry heaves. Blossom pulls Buttercup's costume out of the handle. She sniffs it and grimaces. Blossom, the crystal deodorant does not work. Exterior, Professor Utonim's house. Minutes later. Yes, Troy?
Can we also talk about the fact that they're writing the stuff that you only care about in a pedantic D&D campaign? Yeah. So like, how does your character bathe? Has your character eaten today? Have they done that? Yeah, that's what you do in real life because you fucking die. But you're writing a fictional character. Nobody gives a shit unless you're telling us more character description. You've already given us they live in a weird college frat pad, they go to high school in scenario. We get the vibe. We don't give a fuck about their shower. Nothing new will come with this.
But those are the details the CW cares about. Exterior, Professor Utonium's house. Minutes later. Buttercup, Bubbles, and Blossom shuffle out the front door. Bubbles, are we fighting Swampy again? Who has the brief? Drake pops out of the house, followed by Sarah. Drake, Bubbles, where are your pigtails? You have to stick to the character Bible.
The character Bible?
Yes.
They're saying that their only father figure forces them to stick to a fucking like PR made with the.
Do you see what they're doing to the professor now? The
what?
good-hearted professor who wanted to try to keep his goals life balance but understood the responsibilities they had, and how he always put their needs ahead of whatever else, and how they're turning him into Honey Boo Boo's mom.
Why did they write this? Every single wrong decision was made at once.
The professor is Honey Boo Boo's mom. That's where you're thought of, oh, he's a giant, like, egotistical prick? Yeah, he is now.
Then why does he have big titty GF?
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry.
Why did they write this? Why didn't they gloss over this? Now
Sarah.
I don't like
She's
this.
not a character, Drake. Drake, I know. That's why I've allowed her to select 2 outside friends and unlimited after-school activities. Buttercup, I don't appreciate the look on your face right now. They're allowed to have 2 friends. Sarah, can you blame her? She's 17 and she's up at the butt crack of dawn to fight a talking swamp. Drake, Sarah, as always, I appreciate your concern for my family, but you're not part of it.
They were literally a scene ago. They're like, it's a happy family and everybody's, but no, now they're not. Now they don't get.
That they are presenting for this show at least is that
they didn't even give us any more. They didn't give us any progressing. They literally just said, look at this setup we're giving you. Look how nice it is. Look how we're just not gonna ignore it. It's 2 different. So no progression, no reasoning, nothing. Fuck you, die.
So the statement is that they have made how the script is written is that Cerebellum and the professor have been together since the goals were created, because there was not a change in timeline in between the creation to that cut. So we have to assume that they've been together since the goals have been created. So judging by the goals' age, they've been together for 17 years.
Didn't they start at like 7 or 5 though?
Huh?
Didn't they start at a certain age and weren't just born as babies?
No, they were created at age 7. In this version, at least.
So wouldn't that be 10 years?
Maybe, but they were made in the 1990s, and it's 2013 now, and they're 17.
That would be them starting at 0. So they measure their. Why are they like this? What? So they're 17 years old from inception, but they started at 5. But they were created. What do they track? Why?
Before the goals can begin to defend Sarah, Blossom pipes up. Guys, we have to go. Townsville needs us. Blossom takes off into the sky. The other goals follow suit. Reluctantly, Sarah stares at Drake. Oh, Drake, come on. I'll make you an omelet while we watch the live feed. Drake heads inside. Sarah doesn't move. Sarah, we've been together for 9 years.
What is time?
What is the time?
What is time?
Drake, exclusive for 7.
What?
So
he dates around. The guy that makes children out of chemicals dates around. Apparently big titty GF is not enough. What?
Somehow. Apparently the original Jessica Rabbit isn't enough for him.
They wrote him big. They didn't just choose to. This isn't like a maybe. They wrote this as exclusive. They handed this character to him and said relationship.
Yeah. Drake, Sarah, when are you gonna let me in here? Another 9 years?
What?
Never? Off Drake's silence.
They're still playing. When are you gonna let me in? They're doing this. That's not.
So this is when the professor and Sarah break up.
Why can't anything in Hollywood write a late stage relationship? This isn't something that would happen then, because that's just not what happened. That's not boundary. No one in that situation would live together. Or if they did, it would just be abusive.
The CW. Exterior. City of Townsville.
The city of Townsville.
Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup. A battle swampy. It's way more effortful than it should be. When suddenly a laser beam grazes Swampy and almost hits Blossom. Reveal a giant robot squid. Being operated by Mojo, a lab monkey by his side.
Hey, look, guys. You know the funny monkey man that fought him? Look, we have a monkey. He's not fighting him. He's just there. We just put a monkey there. Fuck you. We know you wanted a monkey. You get a monkey. Look at him. He does nothing. Suffer.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Look at the monkey.
Mojo's voice bellows from a megaphone. Mojo, stop the Powerpuff Girls. Don't you see they're behind this? They're putting you all in danger. In Mojo's observatory. Yes.
But he just hit a thing in the middle of Are they really trying to play the... Wait a second. Wait. Another thing I have to think about here, because they're doing the whole, we've been on TV this long, they're not even playing like their childhood stars. Because it's not even... None of them have shown a drug-related thing. They've just said they've gone to alcohol. They have no other...
Wait. You just said drug-related? Hold on to that. That's a special tool we'll use for later.
Probably coming back. But they haven't shown any hobbies for these girls. They've literally just taken like, partying AP shooting,
Yeah. In Mojo's observatory, a teenage JoJo co-pilots his father via control panel monitor, holding a Blossom action figure. JoJo, Dad, easy on Blossom, remember? Mojo, I got this, JoJo.
Please don't tell me there's a jar anywhere in the next 5 scenes. I swear, if there is a glass jar, if there is a mason jar anywhere in the next 5 scenes, I will leave.
Back on, the goal is trying to subdue Swampy, as few anti-Powerpuff protesters gather below. Once those
protesters. What do the signs say? Tell me what the signs say.
One throws a Slurpee. Product placement.
There are no
Slurpee.
signs.
Buttercup grows red hot and flies up to the jackass.
They're not even
Buttercup.
pickers. They're just people standing there.
Buttercup, I will honestly end you. People cower in fear as Mojo blasts at Blossom again. Blossom, guys, a little help? Bubbles, we're working on it. Mojo blasts another laser at Swampy, hitting him in the arm, and the building behind him. Concrete debris rains down. Blossom catches a falling piece in both arms, looking to her sisters for help, but hungover Bubbles can barely handle Swampy, and Buttercup fighting with protesters. Desperate, Blossom kicks
Why are they fighting the protesters? They can fly.
Because Buttercup's a hot-headed asshole now. Buttercup, you know...
We have to go do this. And they said, yes, we also must go do this. Their objective is there. So one of them is saving people. One of them is too hungover to fight at all, despite...
Bubbles is trying to fight Swampy, but is hungover, so she's fighting to a less effective extent.
Okay, what... Why do they fight the protesters?
Because Buttercup. Because someone threw a Slurpee at him.
How does that... Is the next scene the protender's been obliterated by the power of a superpowered fucking... Are they going that gritty? Or are they just...
Are they becoming the boys?
Yeah.
See him. Fighting with protesters. Desperate, Blossom kicks a third piece of debris out of the air, but it ricochets off a lamppost, exploding into fragments. Mojo's robot is riddled with shrapnel as it falls to the ground. In Mojo's lab, JoJo is speechless, his eyes water. Dad? Above the robot, Blossom sees blood on the inside panel. Blossom and Buttercup join home. Blossom begins to hyperventilate, having a full-blown panic attack. They killed Mojo JoJo.
The kid or the
Blossom
monkey?
just killed Mojo.
The doctor?
Blossom just killed Mojo JoJo.
Just fucking murked him.
So Batman kills Joker in the first episode. Superman punches out Lex Luthor's heart.
Are they
Blossom kills Mojo JoJo.
Are they playing everything? Are they...
This is the world we live in.
Are they trying to rotate to the Incrediboy angle? Is that the plan?
And they did it in such a way that is Blossom kicks a piece of debris, it ricochets off a lamppost, spiking it into the robot, shattering it upon impact. In a giant squid robot, somehow, piece of debris hits Mojo enough to where it kills him on impact.
I also enjoy the can make a giant robot enough to cause collateral damage with laser beams. Rock. I'm sorry, sir. Your tank is nothing compared to rock.
So yeah, Mojo's dead now.
Okay. Did the monkey survive?
No, the monkey's dead too.
Damn!
Also, Blossom now has a panic attack. So...
That's normal. That's the only good piece of character writing I've seen so far.
Don't worry, they'll make it bad. Interior, newsroom. Day. A newscaster sits beside the news banner, a Townsville divided. In the wake of Mojo's death, a once fringe group of anti-Powerpuff Girls activists has gained a massive popularity in Townsville. Their goal? To banish the Powerpuff Girls.
What? You and what army? This is the least
news
help.
cuts to footage of the Mayo holding a press conference surrounded by angry anti-Powerpuff protesters. Mayo, due to public concerns, the Powerpuff Girls have been outlawed from fighting in Townsville.
But that's what they wanted.
The protesters cheer wildly.
The benefits literally everyone.
So this only benefits, the giant monsters that they would fight. The Gangrene Gang, Fuzzy, JoJo, now that there's no Mojo.
From the way they described it, the Powerpuff Girls have much too busy of a schedule to do this.
Yeah.
And they work completely on call hours, and only as an entire group.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Like they got woken up by this call to fight from Swampy. So what they're saying is they have essentially said, the police, they don't exist anymore. There you go. Like they just fucked themselves. Interior, Professor Utonium's house. TV room, day. Bubbles and Buttercup watched on TV under a blanket together. Buttercup, I better check on Blossom. Interior, Professor Utonium's house. Blossom's room, day. Buttercup enters Blossom's room. Bloss? The bed is empty and made.
Bloss.
Empty drawers are open. Exterior, gray sky, day. See a teal-stained Blossom flying as fast as she can through an overcast sky. A suitcase strapped to her back. Exterior, Professor Utonium's
What prevents her from just carrying the suitcase? Why is it just a suitcase? Why does everything a 17-year-old owns sit in a single suitcase? Why didn't they make the sky gray for this? They just had a fight. What the fuck?
And now furious Buttercup bursts angrily through the front door and is immediately swarmed by news cameras. Buttercup, bleep all of you and bleep Townsville. The Powerpuff Girls are done. End of teaser. This is where the intro will play. So do.
Nothing about this is interesting. Literally nothing.
Fuck. We're almost at an hour and we haven't even gotten to the first act.
I don't want to. That's all we need.
Oh, fuck. We'll go a little bit more, and then we'll save the rest of the script for another day.
You want to jump to either of the we'll get back to that later statements you've said?
No, because they're too good. Legitimately, they're too good.
Why? Why is there so much of this? Why is so much of it so terrible?
So, exterior house, day. Smoke billows from the first floor of the house. Narrator, after Blossom ran away to build a new life for herself, Buttercup and Bubbles followed suit. On the second floor, a window opens. Adult Buttercup, wearing firefighter gear, leaps out the window with a little boy in her arms. They fly down 20 feet and land gently. Narrator, enraged by the ignoble end of the Powerpuff Girls, or PPGs, Buttercup sought anonymity. She moved to a small town in Oregon, shortened her name to B, and joined the fire department, convincing herself that she could be happy as a normal human hero. Like the firefighter thing,
yeah,
okay, she's trying
reasonable.
to be a hero. Changing her name to B, that's kind of dumb, but okay. Why Oregon? Why Oregon?
They just rolled the pick a state, okay?
They just picked the random fucking state. Little boy, I thought you guys used ladders. Buttercup, if anyone asks, I did. Then, can't help herself. Want to see me put the fire out with my magic ice breath?
Isn't she trying to hide from this? Is there just this child? Was she sent alone by a fire department?
Will Blossom learned to use her ice breath properly. She learned the lesson of not flaunting it.
But is this supposed to be an adult? This is supposedly the same. What does it consider adult? Are they just 20? Did they just say fuck it? We'll move a couple years forward and call that enough?
Oh, sorry, I didn't say. Super 2021.
She's supposed to be 25?
21. All Powerpuff Girls are now 25 in canon at this time. They're all 25.
But, wow. Wow.
So we don't have the child stall. We don't have the teenagers learning to cope. We now have sad adults.
Look at all this development we could have written, but we didn't. Wait, what about those tests they were preparing for, supposedly?
Who knows?
They just abandoned all of them?
Who knows?
What with the
The little boy nods, excited as Buttercup inhales. Another firefighter comes around the side of the house with a hose. Buttercup, maybe next time. Exterior Hollywood Boulevard, night.
Maybe next time? Is she gloating about the fucking that did she have where was the other guy during that entire scene? Wouldn't they have the truck by the thing to make it in the is he
Cut on to a license plate. Bubbles, space 1. Affixed to a baby blue Corvette. Adult Bubbles, still wearing her signature pigtails, pops the trunk. It's full of Powerpuff Girls merch and a price list. Selfies, $20. T-shirts, $30. Selfie and shirt, $45. Narrator, Bubbles went to Hollywood, hoping to capitalize on her childhood fame. Narrator, after 2 stints in rehab and 3 failed reality show pilots, she had pivoted to direct sales. Bubbles announces herself to a pack of passing tourists. Bubbles, I'm Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, the real Bubbles, unlike that boo-boo knockoff Wonder Woman. Fake Wonder Woman, who looks really fake, turns and sticks her tongue out at Bubbles as the tourists flock to her.
they really have to write who looks really fake? Why do they
Something that is a side note is that in the original show, the Powerpuff Girls looked up to Wonder Woman. It was kind of like this is how great you can be if you continue down this journey, like a figure for them to look up to. And then in the reboot, they shit on Wonder Woman. So in this one, they're obviously gonna do what the shitty 2016 reboot did and shit on Wonder Woman, because reasons.
We're kind of. Can you just show me like the pictures of the set so I can be very sad when we end the episode?
Okay, so at this particular point, Blossom, we'll probably read out more of the script on this future episode, but just to quickly cut, Blossom joins her adorable boyfriend Clive for breakfast. As Blossom enters, he puts on a birthday hat on her head and smiling. Narrator, after a decade of school, Blossom got a job at Boston area biotech firm, where she met her boyfriend Clive. This morning, they're celebrating her 25th birthday, which is technically tomorrow, but tomorrow Blossom has some out-of-state business to attend to.
It said a decade of school. Are they still 25?
Yeah. This is their 25th birthday.
And no one here knows how to write a timeline. I'm not worrying about it. I'm done. Nope. No numbers. That's not. No. Show me the dumb set pictures. Show me the really bad costuming.
These set images are from what we are assuming, judging off the script, is the fight where Mojo dies. That is what we are assuming these set pictures are from. It's from that specific instance because of what they're wearing and because of the age of the characters at this moment. Because the apparent age in the main show should have been this. This is what they should have looked like once they get to 2021. And this is what they look like in the Mojo Jojo fight.
This is just sad.
So, could you describe what you're looking at right now, Troy?
Well, one, they chose a picture of the set where all the actors are just not feeling it right now. They are in fact still dressed in the same simple dresses, but they're not like they're well-made simple dresses. These are obviously like bargain bin costuming. You could have taken a sheet and added a basic black belt and it would have looked better than this. Just straight up.
And let's see here. There were a couple more images that really circulated, this was how they were setting up her flight.
It's literally just an image of the actor being held up by a small harness on a wire.
Yep.
That's it. Be completely honest though, I gotta head to work real soon.
Yeah. So that is. So in total, you have been read the teaser for the pilot of the unreleased Powerpuff Girls show for the CW. What is your current opinion?
It better stay unreleased. Holy fuck.
Well, they're rewriting it right now. So we can only hope for the best.
They better just scrap the whole script. Holy fuck. Get rid of it. Delete it. Eat it.
Because the bit I was hoping we would get to today was when I had to force myself to stop reading the script. When Blossom has another panic attack after they get back together. And the way that Bubbles wakes her up is by claiming that she's going to leak Blossom's nudes.
And that's the end of the episode. Nope, we're done. We're out of here. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. That's been the Crispy Gamers podcast. I don't want to be here anymore.
See you guys next time.